Hello there, Ívar by Ívar's Fly Workshop. Today we are going to tie a salmon pattern. It's a fancy one. It's called Arndilly Fancy. And it's one of the secret weapons of many anglers I know around. And this fly has been around for a while, but it's one of those flies which I will say that could be marked as an underestimated or underrated flies. It's a really good fly when it comes to fishing salmon. So we'll start by attaching the thread to the shank. Then we'll take this oval type of silver. It's like a medium type of oval silver. Then again, we have to make the butt of the fly, and we do it like this. Place the silver between the hooks and take it towards to us, and we have to squeeze it back there or push it back so it's in place. It's a matter of 4 or 5 wraps just to create the butt of the fly. That's all. And then you have to secure the silver or attach the silver like that with only two or three turns, because it must not be the butt of the fly must not be too thick, because the tail, which we are going to put on right now, this is a golden pheasant. Looks like one of the some president in the US. But we take a yellow feather from the neck, and the yellow feather is the tail of the fly, and therefore it must not be like too thick the part which you are placing the feather on. It's gonna be like difficult to control. Then something like that. We'll go with it like that, and then you can, after you place it there, you can kind of drag it in the position that you favor. Then we'll snip off the rest of the feather and make it sure that everything is in place. Then the next step is simply to get yellow floss. We use the yellow floss for the body of the fly, because the body of the Arndilly Fancy is made out of yellow floss. And you'll just attach the floss to the hook shank, just like this. Wrap it securely down and then back forward. And when that is done, you'll just lock it in place near the head, but always with that we have to leave like 2 or 3 millimeters for the head and for the hackle and for the wing to come on the fly. So next step would be to wrap around the silver, the oval silver, over the body. And we'll just lock that in place like that, get it secure with 2 or 3 wraps. And the next step then is to get the hackle. And to place the hackle, I prefer to turn the vise around like this. We use a blue rooster or cock feather. Take like like a bunch of, to pinch like a bunch of feathers like it, snip them off, and then you'll just measure the length of it, how we want it, and then we will just lock it down. Lock it down with the thread like this, and we are doing like a full body version of the fly. This would not be considered as a low water fly, definitely. This is a pattern for like rather much water. So we'll just nip off the ends here if it's possible. It's sometimes too tight. Then we'll turn the vise around when we have the hackle in place, and when we are happy with the hackle and the position of it. And the next step would be the wing of the fly, and the wing of the fly is black squirrel. So we pinch out like a nice piece of that, remove the loose hairs and the short hairs out of it. I'm not using a hair stacker. Then we measure it about to the hook where we want it. I prefer to do it like this, to take my needle and take the varnish, place on the end of the fur before we attach them, after we cut them and after we measure them. So we have to keep them in place with our finger all the time. And if we do that, the furs or the hair is definitely gonna stay in place. See that? Just with one turn, it's not completely locked down, but then you can attach or fix the position of it. And the next step after that is to build up the head, the cheeks of the fly. We are going to attach cheeks on it, and that's going to be out of jungle cock. And to attach them on this size of a fly, I'd prefer to turn the vise around so the feather kind of lays on the top of it, and then you can add 2 or 3 wraps to lock it in place, and we'll do the same thing on the other side of the fly, the side that turns towards you who are watching, and we'll just lock it in like this. Make sure that the jungle cock cheeks are about even. It's like an expensive material, jungle cock, and it's getting kind of controversial to use, but this neck I have, that's something which since I was growing up. So the hat is almost ready. The only thing left is to finish the job by putting a knot on it with the whip finish tool. 2 or 3 knots. It's supposed to be in place then, and it's not gonna be slipping away or anything. We'll trim off the thread, and then the very next task is to apply varnish on the head of the fly. We'll do it gently, like that. Smear it not all over the place, but only on the thread, like this. Yeah, and notice one thing. In the hook eye, there is an area which usually don't get varnish at all, but that area might be like a little hole that need to be filled up. So I do it like this. Take the varnish like this. Place it in there, but not without locking or blocking the eye of the hook. So here the fly is ready, Arndilly Fancy. I just want to say thanks for watching, and thanks for a really good reaction to the channel. You may consider to subscribe to the channel and like the video and share the video as much as you want. Thank you, and I will see you guys next time in the next video.